this Iran-backed proxy.
Right, Major, please stay on with us because we have some more breaking developments. The Israeli Defense Forces have now released a new footage of its 98th Division operating in southern Lebanon since launching a ground operation. In fact, the military has reported that the division has been engaged in close quarters combat with Hezbollah fighters while directing airstrikes on the gunmen. And in a recent operation, the division's Agos Commando Unit has destroyed a Hezbollah position, including a rocket launcher and explosives. The Israeli Air Force has hit more than 150 Hezbollah sites as part of the ongoing operations. And that's the footage we are playing right now, released by the IDF about its operations in southern Lebanon. As we speak, we have Major Pfefferman also with us, continuing to get more insights into the situation. Now, Major Pfefferman, we see that the ground offensive continues. But, you know, what has happened yesterday between Israel and Iran, this is something that we've never seen before. This is a direct confrontation. This is a direct engagement. Up until now, Iran was relying on its proxies. And of course, Israel continues to target its proxies. It continues to pound Hezbollah targets. But what really happens from here on? What will be Israel's strategy as it says that it can act anytime, anywhere, anyhow?
Sure. We see that Iran and its proxies have vastly miscalculated their strength, their leverage, their position. Their entire strategy has been based on pressuring Israel, building continuous and growing pressure on Israel under the nose of the international community, where we see, again, those like Secretary General Guterres are seemingly morally incapable of condemning what is clearly terrorist groups and aggressors in the region, and only ever calling for ceasefire when Israel retaliates. They miscalculated. They thought they could continue to pressure Israel and that Israel would continue to accept this pressure until enough is enough. And now Iran, as you said, directly entered this conflict now for the second time since this war began 1 year ago, with a barrage of close to 200 advanced ballistic missiles fired at Israel last night. Unfortunately, the only person hurt here in this area was one Palestinian man who was struck by an Iranian rocket directly. And 5 Iranian soldiers were launched when one of their own missiles misfired. Israel showed, together with the help of the international community, with the United States especially, that it has the full capability to defend itself from such missile and rocket attacks. And now Iran, with far too much confidence in the region, is unfortunately going to have to pay a price. And as we've learned over the last 20 years of this regional Cold War with Iran that includes the Arab Gulf states, it includes the United States and its allies in Israel, Iran only backs down when there's military pressure on it.
Absolutely right. Thank you so much, Major Pfefferman, for joining us with your take on this big development that's coming in from West Asia viewers. This is the biggest escalation that we're tracking on the West Asia war front, the wider war front. And Iran fired a range of ballistic missiles into Israel within a span of 1 hour, shedding its proxy war. And right now, we will be getting to you what the Iron Dome factor is, how Israel was able to defend itself. More than 180 missiles of varying strike range streaked through the night sky of Jerusalem and elsewhere across Israel in retaliation for the killing of Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah and also the top Iranian military commander General Abbas Nil Faroshan in the targeted Israeli airstrikes. So we take a look at this report, viewers, to understand the defense system of Israel.
Iran fired more than 180 ballistic missiles into Israel, marking the biggest escalation in the ongoing West Asian conflict. A range of projectiles varying in speed and strike range lit up the night sky over Israel as the Islamic Republic wreaked vengeance on the Jewish homeland for the killing of Hezbollah commander Hassan Nasrallah. However, the missiles failed to inflict any major damage to civilian life or property in the Jewish nation, as Israel's impregnable missile defense shield the Iron Dome lived up to its billing again. The state-of-the-art missile defense system took down the barrage of projectiles directed at Israel, even as the civilians in harm's way moved to bomb shelters. As the Iranian missiles streaked through the night sky over Jerusalem, the Israeli Defense Forces released a short advisory asking civilians not to panic. While Iran packs significantly more firepower than Hamas or Hezbollah, the projectiles came a cropper when it came to breaching Israel's Iron Curtain and redoubtable defense shield. With the Iranian projectiles falling flat in the face of the impenetrable Iron Dome missile defense, it's Tehran which should now prepare itself to face the full wrath of the Jewish forces.
That was details of Iran.